Yanam, a coastal town which is part of Union Territory Puducherry. The unexpected flood of Gautami, downstream of river Godavari, has drowned several low-lying areas of Yanam, including many other villages in and around this region. The continuous rainfall has brought the water level in Godavari basin to its brim, and the water flooded into the nearby habitations and agricultural lands, overflowing the Yanam edhurlanka bridge. Nearly 28 lakhs cusecs of water being released for the first 3 days continuously and 25 lakhs cusecs for the remaining 5 days from Dhawleswaram barrage. The town has not witnessed such devastating floods in the last 35 years. More than 4,400 people were evacuated from the flood-hit colonies. Close to 10,000 people are affected, losing their livelihood, livestock and properties to these unprecedented floods. Yanam being the end point where the Gautami river flow into Bay of Bengal, full moon day and high tide at the sea made floodwater inundated. The past week has been a nightmare for many families in the town of Yanam.
Up the bed.
On 16th of July at 11 am, in span of 30 minutes, the flood submerged thousands of houses, leaving the citizens with no clue of what was coming over them. They have no choice but to watch their belongings drown and float away as they try to save themselves and their families. It was all chaos for the next few days. I visited one of my friend's house at Farampeta to see how it was affected.
వచ్చి ఇలా స్ప్రెడ్ అయిపోయింది. కానీ ఇంత ఇలాగ మనం 30 ఏళ్ళ సర్వీస్లో మనం ఎప్పుడు ఇలా చూడలేదు. కానీ ఇలా వచ్చినందుకు మేమైతే ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయలేదండి. ఎందుకంటే 30 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి మనం యానంలో ఉంటున్నాము అంటే ఇలా రావడం ఎప్పుడు చూడక ఎక్కడెక్కడే వదిలేసుకుని కొంచెమే కదా వస్తుంది వెళ్ళిపోతుంది ఎప్పుడు వచ్చేదే కదా అంటే వదిలేస్తే సామాన్లన్నీ తేలిపోయినాయండి. నేననే కదా యానంలో చాలా మట్టికి ప్రతి చోట ఎవరికైతే అయ్యన్ నగరు, వైఎస్ నగరు, రాజీవ్ నగరు ఎవరికి కూడా ఇంట్లో నిత్యావసర వస్తువులు అయితే కనుక లేవండి, అన్నీ వెళ్ళిపోయినాయి. ఒక హాఫ్ అయిపోయిందండి మొత్తం ఫిల్.
టైం కంటే అందరూ అప్పుడే టిఫిన్ చేసి కూర్చుంటారు కదా, అలా కూర్చున్నాం, అందరూ టీవీలు చూసుకున్నారు. వరద వస్తుంది,
ఇయర్ వస్తుందండి. ఒక రోజు వచ్చింది, ఇయర్ వస్తుంది. వచ్చినప్పుడు రోడ్డుకి వచ్చి అలా వెళ్ళిపోవడం కామన్ అనుకుని మేము ఏ వస్తువు తీసుకోలేదండి. మాకు ఇలువైనవి ఇప్పుడు 2 బళ్ళు మునిగిపోయినాయి, 2 డబల కట్టలు మునిగిపోయినాయి, పరుపులు, ఇంట్లో స్టీల్ సామాను, మన బుక్స్.
Imagine staying here at pitch dark during nights with no electricity. Citizens who managed to live in high-rise buildings could safely take to the next level to avoid the flood. What about the poor? These people are the most vulnerable to drown and perish. After more than a week, people are still maneuvering through knee-deep water with no source of power and financial aid from the government. I visited few huts at Ayanagar, where walls of these huts are primarily made up of mud. Stagnant water made these walls loose and collapse. It would take months for these poor flood affected people to get back to their lives. Barely around 1,000 sufferers were evacuated to makeshift shelters, as several were not interested to leave their properties behind for the security reasons. With its civic infrastructure, latest technological advancement, and embankments in place, departments like IMD and PWD failed to warn people prior about the impending flood. Today, many affected people were able to save their lives as these areas are flooded in the wake of the day. Would it been during the night time, many would have perished and the result could be catastrophic. The monetary compensation of Rs 5,000 and 25 kg of rice as an instant relief fund announced by the government is for every resident in Yanam. Instead, government could provide it only to the regions which are truly flood affected. In the event of disaster, it is these neighbors and common people we should look up to for their brave hearts and lending hands. Common people like these have stepped up voluntarily, willing to help their neighbors. They helped each other to harbor themselves in safe places from the drowning water levels. Without such volunteers, we will fail as a society. This is a premonition for the civic administration and disaster management teams to avoid such disasters in future. Proper disaster management, planning, maintenance of the embankments, and updated flood warning systems can avoid property damage to a great extent and can save several lives.